Hey everyone, it's Ben with Ascent Digital, and today I want to talk about how to be a content marketing machine. As you know, probably one of the most important aspects of digital marketing is content. Content is one of the most powerful tools that we have. It does a lot of different things. One is it lets us talk to our audience. Two, it has Google and other algorithms start to trust us. And three, it starts to build our credibility and get us out there in front of our potential customers, in front of search engines and things like that. So today I just want to talk about a few ways where I think you can be a content marketing machine and some tips that you can start to put in your arsenal to start to drive the traffic for your business. So the first one is research. And really I'm going to say that that's as simple as decide what you want to talk about. What is your business? What is your audience? What's the type of information that they're looking for? How can you add value? Think about ways that people ask you questions or, common issues that your customers run into. Maybe it's how-tos about your product, whatever it might be. But start to think about your audience, start to think about how you can add value and create a dialogue with them. And that's kind of that first research stage. Second thing I'm going to recommend is that you outline your content. So you've done some research, you've come up with some topics. Maybe you're a plumber and you're going to start doing content about, everyday maintenance on your household plumbing stuff. So maybe your first thing is how to unclog a slow draining drain or something like that. Start to do some bullet points, start to do some outlines. What are the ways to diagnose it? How do you know if your drain's not clogging correctly? Here's some tips you could do at home. But just kind of give yourself a framework so that you can dive in and actually produce that content. Next thing I'm going to recommend is that you actually do it. So once you've got the topics researched, you've got your headlines created, simply write a blog. It doesn't have to be crazy. Don't overthink it. I'm going to go against digital marketing norms here, and I'm going to tell you not to stress about keywords or even anything like that. Just write a blog and get it out there. You're an expert in your industry. It'd probably take you 10 minutes to write a quick couple paragraphs about the things that you're asked often. So write those down, get them out there. And then from there, now that's when things get fun, because now we can start to repurpose that content into new formats. What I'm doing right now is I'm making a video that I'm going to intentionally publish to YouTube, which will have a backlink pointing back to our website about the blog about the same topic. And then we'll share that to our social channels. And now we've done one piece of content about being a content marketer, and we've got it in blog, we've got it in video, we've got it in a social media post. And so the idea is you can kind of take these main topics, repurpose them across the board and give it some legs. Another thing you could do is create an infographic. You could do other formats you could do a GIF, you could do, images, written content, videos, things like that. But all these different ways where you can get the same topic, repurpose it as much as possible. And that way you can focus on your business, and answering all the phone calls that you're going to get from all the great content that you're posting. And then the last two things I'm going to recommend, one is come up with a strategy. Do you want to write a blog a week? Do you want to write a blog every 2 weeks? Is it every month? How often can you return that into a video? What's the frequency of you scheduling it? Give yourself some rules, give yourself some guidelines to hold you accountable so that you stick with your schedule. The important thing about content marketing is that consistency is king. And so whether it's once a week, once a month, once a quarter, it doesn't matter. You just have to do it. You've got to stick with your consistent schedule and get that out there at a consistent basis, because your audience is going to start to expect it. The algorithms are going to start to expect it. And you're going to need to keep that momentum going so that your content marketing, gets the most bang for your buck. And so what I recommend too, especially for social media and things like that, is you can actually schedule your posts. And so, if you're a busy business owner, mark your calendar, maybe at the beginning of every month, block off an hour or two, create your social media posts, get them scheduled, and then worry about your business for the next month and know that, that stuff's handled. An alternative would be hiring somebody to do that for you. But I think that, or a combination of the two is probably a good approach as well. And then the last thing is just make sure that your content is tailored to your customers. I talked about that early on, but be authentic, be vulnerable, create a sense of community, add value. Know who you're talking to, and when in doubt, put it out. I've talked about that before, but there's no such thing as bad content, at least in my opinion. And so know who you're talking to. Talk to them in an authentic way. Don't worry about how polished it is or how perfect it is. Just get your content out there, start to build your own credibility, and keep that dialogue going with your customer. Hopefully that's helpful. If we can help in any way, let us know, and always appreciate you watching.